A mass shooting close to home. A gunman killing 8 FedEx workers inside an Indianapolis FedEx facility before killing himself. Good evening, I'm Chris Malooly. Thanks for joining us. It's the nation's deadliest shooting since 10 people were killed at a Colorado grocery store last month. Daryl Forges has more.
What we are left with this morning is grief.
For at least the 45th time in the span of a month, a community rocked by a mass shooting.
Grief for the employees who have lost their co-workers, and grief for the many Americans struggling to understand how tragedies like this continue to occur.
At least 8 people are dead and multiple injured after a gunman opened fire at an Indianapolis FedEx facility late Thursday night. The gunman also dead, police say, after taking his own life.
This individual has since been identified as 19-year-old Brandon Hull. FedEx officials have confirmed that Mr. Hull was a former employee at the facility.
Many of you have already asked what the motive of this shooting was, and with less than 12 hours since the shooting, it would be premature to speculate.
Families and friends reuniting with the survivors after spending the overnight hours trying to get information about their loved ones, as many employees did not have their cell phones on them while working inside. In Washington, President Joe Biden ordering flags to half-staff as his administration confronts yet another mass shooting.
There is no question that this violence must end, and we are thinking of the families that lost their loved ones.
I'm Daryl Forges reporting.
And here on your screen, the names of the 8 victims killed besides the suspected gunman. They were recently released by the Marion County Coroner's Office. Those victims, as you see, age range from 19 years old to 74 years old. 4 of the 8 victims are members of the Sikh community. The names of the other victims, we're told, are not yet being released. Indianapolis police have released the photo of the 19-year-old gunman named as the shooter. Brandon Hull, seen on your screen here, was a former employee, as you heard, of FedEx. The FBI says in March of last year, Hull's mother told police her son might attempt suicide by cop. Soon after, police seized a shotgun at Hull's home and placed him on an immediate mental health temporary hold. Another FBI interview held soon after, in April 20, did not find a criminal violation. Federal agents searched an Indiana home in connection with Hull. WTHR reports the home of Hull, as you can see here, is on the far east side of Indianapolis. In the video, as you can see, agents removing computer equipment and more from that home. Family and friends of those 8 victims of the shooting are in grief tonight. The shooting shocking a neighborhood and co-workers of those 8 killed. Our Sarah Lehman spoke with one current FedEx employee who was outraged to see such a tragedy happen at his workplace.
It's something you never expect to happen in your city.
I've never in a million years thought that there would be a shooting where I work.
DJ Boyles has been working at the FedEx facility in Indianapolis for almost 5 years now. He says it's a job that's brought him some of the most important people in his life.
I've been able to make a family at FedEx with the people who I love.
I met Boyles out at the facility. He was trying to get answers from officials about what happened and who was killed. He did learn one woman who he was very close to is one of the victims.
One of my good friends who I truly loved here was one of the people. And it really hurts because she was one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. She would give the shirt off her back for absolutely anybody.
He says he's simply heartbroken.
It hurt me so, really, it shattered me.
Officials say there is no clear motive. They say the investigation could go on for days. Reporting in Indianapolis, I'm Sarah Lehman, Fox 55 News.
Some Indiana state representatives responding to the shooting on Twitter earlier this morning. Indiana Senator Mike Braun tweeting, quote, "Our hearts are mourning for the individuals who've senselessly lost their lives, all of their loved ones and their co-workers." Governor Holcomb also releasing a statement saying he's shaken by the mass shooting, saying, quote, "In times like this, words like justice and sorrow fall short in response for those senselessly taken." President Joe Biden called the U.S. mass shootings a, quote, "national embarrassment" while speaking at the White House this afternoon, urging Congress to push forward on bipartisan gun control legislation.
And it's not only these mass shootings that are occurring. Every single day, there's a mass shooting in the United States if you count all those who were killed out on the streets of our cities and our rural areas. It's a national embarrassment and must come to an end.
President Biden ordered the flags over the White House to fly at half-staff as a mark of respect for the victims. Flags at the Indiana courthouse will also be lowered to half-staff from now until April 20th. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has vowed to take gun control measures now to the floor. He tweeted this earlier today: the Senate will act to address this epidemic in America. I will bring legislation to prevent gun violence to the Senate floor for a vote.